we're here with the newest R&B superstar. What? Are you a superstar yet? You're a superstar.
I'm a star. I don't know. Superstar. We'll see. Give me another year.
Okay. Soon.
Give me a second album.
Get Lifted. It's been out for what, 6-ish months now, a bit more than that.
About 6 months here. Yeah.
You must be amazed with the success.
I'm happy. I'm very happy. It's been a good year. It's about as good as I could ask for. We couldn't have written it out much better.
Yeah.
Every milestone we've wanted to hit, it's been hit. Every TV show, every award show that we wanted to be at, we've been at. It's been good, man. It's been real good.
And you, I've been getting feedback from our boss, who's over in America right now. Apparently you're just everywhere over there.
Yeah, I mean, recently there's a Gap campaign that I've been a part of, so now I'm literally everywhere, every Gap store in America. My face is there, and my picture is on billboards all over the country. So it's pretty surreal. I haven't even been home to experience the kind of the peak of it yet.
Yeah.
Because I've been in Europe and now here, and so when I go back home, it'll be interesting to see the difference.
What's it like when you're coming out here and doing club shows? I'm assuming you're doing bigger shows back in the States.
Yeah, it's a bit of a demotion in some ways, but every market's different. You have to build in every market. We did the same things in the markets in the U.S. It's just earlier, so it's kind of like it humbles you a bit because you have to do the same work that you did 6 months ago somewhere else when you feel like you already passed it, but you're not past it in this market. So we come to Australia and we still have to work from the ground up, just like we did before in other markets. And it's worth it though, because once you build it up, then all you have to do is continue to maintain it. And fans usually are loyal once you build up a base of fans. And so we're trying to build that here, just like we built it in the US, in the UK, and some other places in Europe. And I think we will.
And you're out here this time with the Black Eyed Peas,
yes,
which certainly couldn't be hurting you popularity.
No, it helps to accelerate things because, I did the same thing in the US. I went on tour with Alicia Keys, and then I would do some club dates on my own. And I was also on the road with Kanye while he was opening for Usher. So I understand the value of playing to 15,000, 20,000 people. It is very instant exposure to a big crowd. Whereas on your own, you play to your own fans, and it's smaller, so it doesn't have the power of creating new fans as much as when you support a bigger act that has a large audience. So this was a strategic decision, and it's always kind of a humbling experience when you support somebody else because you don't have as much control over anything. Your time, you only have a limited time on stage, limited space on stage. It's not your crowd. So it humbles you and it makes you kind of have to work that much harder to win over the crowd and make an impact. But we like the challenge and we're up to it.
And well, anyone who was at your show here in Melbourne last night would see that you're clearly up to the challenge. I mean, that was absolutely packed in there.
It was packed. It was hot. I think people were passing out. The heat was a bit much for a couple people, and it was a fun show. The crowd was really into it, and the energy was there. Everything was good. It was real good.
And you do, I mean, obviously the set list is going to be different for your own show to, say, a Black Eyed Peas support, but you threw in a great song, Don't Let Me Be Misunderstood.
It's one of my favorite songs of all time.
There's, the rock fans out there probably know the Animals version, the soul and jazz fans probably know Nina Simone's version. What was the one that...
I copied Nina's version the most. We would throw our own little flavor into it, but the version we had the most influence from was Nina Simone.
There was...
I was listening to her this morning. I love her.
I was listening to her, well, technically this morning as I was walking home from the gig last night. But I don't know what it was like at the front. I was sort of hovering at the back, but I was quite surprised to see that people who were singing every word to every song didn't seem to recognize that song.
Yeah, these kids these days, they just don't know. They just don't know.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's sort of saying that you're kind of picking up, or you're a new soul artist or R&B artist that really leans back to to the older style.
Well, I listen to a lot of that stuff, and sometimes it surprises me how many of my peers or people, a few years younger that are just, in university or whatever, they just don't know a lot of the stuff that I listen to.
The Melbourne show's obviously been so successful, you don't have time to do another one here, but Sydney's going to have another one.
Yeah, Sydney, we had a solo show there as well because we had the 2 support act nights with the Black Eyed Peas, and we had Saturday night off, and I was like, yo, we've got to do a show Saturday night. My fans in Sydney, they're going to want a show too. They're going to get jealous. So we got to do a show, and we were getting a lot of people going to my website, screaming to get a Sydney show. So we did one, and I insisted with the promoter. I was like, you just got to do it. And he did it, and it's all good.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. So we'll be at the Metro Saturday night.
You gave up a Saturday night for your fans.
No, I mean, that's the most fun I can have, is being on stage, so why not?
Well, fair enough.
I'd rather do that than just relax.
I like the band that you have up there.
I like them too.
I mean, there are a lot of people out there who will just go up to a tape or just a DJ, which you could have done if you had the option.
No, I couldn't. There's no way. I can't do just me and the DJ thing. It's just not sexy.
It'd probably look a little bare on stage.
It look bare, but it's just not. It doesn't give me enough. It's not energizing to me. It's very stale. It's very static. I just need that dynamic force behind me. The music, the live music. There's nothing like it. Nothing like it.
That works well.
And I got some great players. So.
And are any of those players on the album? Is there actually a band on the album?
Yeah, I mean, yes, there is a band on the album. I mean, we use a lot of electronic drums, but everything else is live: keyboard, piano, horns, strings, guitar, bass, everything. And all of those guys played on the album except for the bass player.
And I just completely lost myself there. For a debut album, you got Snoop Dogg on there, produced by Kanye West. Will.i.am from the Black Eyed Peas does a track as well. How do you get all these people? I mean, where did you come from? You just appeared.
Well, no, I've known all these people. I've been working behind the scenes for a while. I knew Will since 2002 because we had the same manager, and my manager hooked us up back then. And we've been working together since then. And then Kanye I've known since 2001. My roommate from college is his cousin. We've been working together since then. And Snoop, one of my other friends from college, is his A&R and marketing director at his label. And so my friend hooked me up with Snoop.
Wow,
and,
you went to a good college then, didn't
you? I mean, you just make connections and people like what you do and they tell their friends about it, and somehow one connection leads to another. You just have to put yourself in a position to take advantage of the connections, because a lot of people know somebody that knows somebody, but it's not enough to just know them. You have to actually be able to do something about it once you know them.
You actually have to have some talent.
Talent and hard work and luck. Those are probably the combination of things you need.
Do you think there are people out there who are really more of a marketing exercise than a music exercise?
Well, it's all marketing, but there's some of them. Some of them don't have much there in the sense of if you take away everything around them, the essence of them isn't much, and the core of them isn't much. But that being said, even the people that, a lot of times they'll say, well, she doesn't even play her own instrument, or she doesn't even write her own songs. But you can still be a good artist without playing an instrument, for instance. I think if you're a good singer and you are a good performer, sometimes you're just the vessel for other people's music. A lot of great artists didn't write their own songs. Some of the best. I mean, Frank Sinatra wasn't writing most of the hits he was singing, but he's one of the most legendary artists in the history of music. He was just a great deliverer of songs, a great interpreter of songs. And so I think there's a lot of different ways you can be talented and be a successful artist. You don't have to, necessarily play your instrument. You don't have to necessarily write songs to be a good artist.
But you do write songs.
Yes, I do.
Although there were a lot of co-writes on there.
Sure. Well, a lot of times you credit producers with co-writing because they make the track, and then a lot of times I'll write the lyrics and the melody, but the track is kind of the basis for the lyrics and the melody.
Right.
And so you credit the producer with writing for that. But I wrote nearly all the lyrics and melody on the album.
Well, there you go. And what was it like with one of my favourite tracks on there, with the Stevens family?
Yes.
Being your family.
Yes, that would be my family.
It's did you want to call them the Legend family?
No, never wanted to do that. I never want to impose my own stage name onto my family retroactively. I had such a good time doing that. You know, my family is extremely talented. We all love music. We just really love it. It's such a core part of our family, the way we interact as a family. And so when we worked on that song, it was just like another family gathering for us, like another holiday for us.
And your family can really sing.
Oh yeah, they're good.
Which was very convenient.
Yeah, it's very convenient. That's where I grew up and learned. And the thing is, I had more pressure singing at Christmas with the family than a lot of times in front of bigger crowds, because I know my family has a very discriminating ear, and they would be able to tell a fraud from the real thing.
Were they ever like professional singers or anything?
Well, my cousin, he's part of a gospel group. They've put out a couple records. My mother, she sings a lot around my local area, the church circuit around my local area. My father sings and plays the drums a bit. Everyone in my family does something. My uncle, he's a reverend, but he sings a lot at his church as well. So it's more kind of amateur in that sense. It's more kind of on a local level. None of them have kind of pursued a major career like I have.
So your musical background is in the church?
Yeah,
I don't
primarily.
really presume that. But
Yes, primarily it's in the church. I mean, I did a lot of other things, plays and musicals in school, but church was the main thing. It was like the roots of what I do.
It's quite amazing that it can go from the church to such a global thing, a pop
Well,
thing.
I mean, I don't think it's that amazing if you consider the history of soul music. There's a lot of artists that grew up singing and playing in church, because it's a good training ground. It's a good place to learn how to perform, to learn how to play, because you get to practice every week, and sometimes more. And church crowds are tough, especially black church crowds. It's like you gotta be on it to get them to like you. If they like you, they cheer real hard. If they don't like you, they'll just say, "Help him, Lord. Help him, Jesus."
At least you get a reaction out of the crowd.
Yeah.
It's probably better than some other crowds if they don't like you.
Yeah. Well, they're tough though. You know, they make you be on top of your game.
You were on the judging panel for the John Lennon songwriting contest.
No, they haven't even. I haven't done it yet. I'm on the board, but they haven't gotten to the finals yet and given us the selections yet. So.
Well, that's convenient for this interview.
We'll be choosing. Yeah.
Now, how did you get onto that?
Well, my manager, he runs the contest, so that's how.
Fair enough.
I think I'm a good judge of songwriting, actually. So I listen to a lot of good songs.
Well, you wrote some.
I can tell
songs.
I can tell the good from the bad, I think.
Do you have any special criteria?
Part of it's just a feel thing, you know. You just hear it and you feel something feels right about it. And then other things are more kind of academic, like how people approach their lyric writing, whether it's you think it's effective and clever enough or moving enough lyrically, melodically is something that you feel like the melody speaks to you in some way. You know, but a lot of it's just feel, you know, if it feels right.
Well, if people out there want to know about good songwriting, then they should go and buy Get Lifted. and Nina Simone's.
It's pretty good. We're gonna get better though. I think the next album is better. As far as
have you got the next album planned?
It's not planned. It's not done. But I see where it's going. And
you're gonna have Kanye on again?
Oh, I'm sure he'll at least produce a few tracks. His album is incredible. He's still got his groove, so I definitely want to tap into that. And yeah, I'm just gonna keep writing, but I feel like I've learned how to write better as I've gotten older and more experienced, and I think this album can only be better.
Well, there you go. That doesn't mean you don't go out and buy Get Lifted.
Oh, buy Get Lifted.
Yeah.
It's still worth it, but it's gonna get better.
Yeah. John,
you got to learn, the first album so you can understand the growth.
you can truly appreciate the second one.
Yes.
Because you don't want to buy the second one and then go back to Get Lifted and go, well, it's not as good.
Yeah, get both.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a live DVD coming too.
Really?
Yeah.
Filmed where?
In Los Angeles. We did it already at the House of Blues in Hollywood.
Good one.
Yeah.
That will be good. That's pretty quick to have a live DVD out.
Well, we do shows every night, so I figured let's tape one and sell it. It's pretty simple.
Fair enough. What do you do actually with just one album out? There's only so many songs you can do, like you threw in a cover last night, but you just pretty much just rearrange the order of the album.
Well, theoretically you could just play it in order, but I try to order in a way. Well, most artists put their hits kind of later in the show, which I do. Used to Love You, Ordinary People, and So High are more toward the end of the show. And I just try to, it's just a feel thing, you just try to make the crowd kind of feel some ups and downs. And I don't know, we've worked on it, we've had a few different orders, and this one feels right.
Well, there you go.
But you don't have a lot of choices for songs you can do. As far as songs people know, like I have a bunch of songs that I wrote that people don't know, but I try not to put too many songs in that people don't know, because you start to lose their focus a little bit, and they want to sing along, they really do, and it's part of the experience for them. So I figured let's give them stuff to sing along to, throw in an extra one that they don't know, just to spice it up, but not too many.
Well, there you go. But go and see him and buy the albums and do all of that stuff.
All of that. Sell.
That's the re-wrap up there. John, thank you so much.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.